Welcome to Light of Faith. Today, we tackle the topic that's very close to our daily lives, the challenges that young believers face in this generation. Let's delve deeper to understand how these challenges impact our lives and how we can hold on to our faith and overcome its difficulties. First, let's discuss the challenges that young believers encounter in society. In this diverse and complex world, young believers often feel lost and confused. They might be ridiculed for their faith, and in some cases, they're told they can't do this or that, as if their lives are highly restricted. But in reality, many things aren't absolutely right or wrong, leaving them feeling out of control. At the same time, young believers also face peer pressure, such as being invited to participate in activities that go against their beliefs. These pressures make them struggle because they don't want to betray their faith, yet they don't want to be rejected by their peers. Additionally, they might face depression and anxiety, which can sometimes cause them to overlook God's presence and even question their faith. In this generation, young believers need to hold on to the truth, but the difficulties they face are enormous. They need to understand that as young believers, their age range from the teens to the 20s, a period full of challenges. At this stage, they begin to form their own ideas and may question their parents' teachings, thinking that their parents' concepts are outdated and no longer applicable to their lives. As a result, they turn to other sources of information, which become their main reference. They imitate what they see, but this information often contradicts the teachings of the Bible. This leads to confusion because they find a significant gap between the real world and what they read in the Bible. This gap puts immense pressure on young believers. They may feel inferior because of the false information on social media. For example, they might think they are not beautiful enough because they see so many photos of plastic surgery and filtered images. These false images lead them to believe that this is reality. And when they look in the mirror, they find a big difference between themselves and these perfect images, making them feel like the ones who have failed. Under the impact of moral ethics, young believers face huge challenges in college or church. They may encounter situations that confuse them, such as girls and especially sharing their intimate experiences with their boyfriends. As teachers or believers, we sometimes don't know how to react because the world seems too liberal, while in the church, we are taught to pursue holiness. This relativism is also reflected in the lives of young believers. For example, some students may question why cheating is wrong, and they begin to doubt some basic moral norms. This doubt may shake their faith because they start to wonder why some things are not allowed. In this context, young believers need to hold on to their faith and not be influenced by the moral decay of the world. They need to understand that God does not want us to imitate the world, but to be holy as His people. They need to know that despite the world being full of temptations and challenges, they can still rely on God and hold on to their faith. Young believers also face pressure from academics, family, friends, and society. These pressures can lead to anxiety and depression, and some believers may even have tendencies toward self-harm or suicide. These situations are very serious and require our attention and help. Facing these challenges, young believers need to remember that they are not alone. They can rely on God and entrust all their worries to Him. God will give them strength and guidance to help them through difficult times. Remember, God's love is unconditional, and He will always be with you. This is what we are sharing today. I hope this information will be helpful to you and make you more steadfast on your journey of faith. Thank you for listening, and see you next time. To further elaborate, let's consider the impact of technology and social media on the lives of young believers. The digital age has brought about unprecedented access to information and communication. But it has also exposed young believers to a world of ideas that may conflict with their faith. The constant bombardment of images, messages, and trends can be overwhelming and lead to a sense of inadequacy or confusion about their identity and purpose. Moreover, the anonymity and distance that the Internet provides can sometimes lead to a lack of accountability. Young believers might be more susceptible to engaging in behaviors or conversations that they would avoid in real life, simply because they feel hidden behind a screen. This can lead to a disconnect between their online and offline lives, creating a sense of hypocrisy or cognitive dissonance that can further erode their faith. Another significant challenge is the issue of time management. The allure of constant connectivity can be a significant distraction from spiritual disciplines such as prayer, Bible study, and fellowship with other believers. Young believers must learn to prioritize their time and create boundaries to ensure that their relationship with God remains central to their lives. Financial pressures also play a role in the lives of young believers as they transition from adolescence to adulthood. They face the reality of student loans, job markets, and the cost of living. These economic stresses can overshadow their spiritual journey, leading them to prioritize financial stability over spiritual growth. Furthermore, young believers often grapple with the question of vocation and purpose. They seek to understand how their faith fits into their career choices and life goals. This can be a source of significant stress as they navigate the complexities of finding meaningful work that aligns with their values and beliefs. In conclusion, the challenges faced by young believers are multifaceted and deeply intertwined with the cultural, social, and economic realities of our time. It is crucial for the faith community to provide support, guidance, and resources to help young believers navigate these challenges. By doing so, we can empower the next generation to not only survive but thrive in their faith journey. As we close today's discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on the resilience and strength that can be found in our faith. Despite the many obstacles, we serve a God who is greater than any challenge we face. Let us hold on to the promises of God, trusting that He will guide and equip us for every situation we encounter. Thank you for tuning in to Light of Faith. May God's peace and wisdom be with you as you face the challenges of today and every day. Until next time, keep your faith strong and your hearts focused on the eternal truths of God's Word.